It is impossible to live in a fallen world and not argue or disagree with another person. From birth to grave, disagreements are a part of life. The odds are so stacked against you that you will not be able to get through life without a conflict, which is why it would be good to learn how to argue well, especially with your spouse. In this devotional, I want to give you 5 tips for marriage communication. Hello everyone, Rick Thomas here. We're helping people live effective lives. This is Marriage Devotion Day 22, 5 tips for arguing well. The text that I have in view here is James chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. He says, "What causes quarrels and what causes fights among you?" And then he answers the question with, "Is it not this, that your passions are at war within you? You desire and you do not have, so you murder." And so here is 5 tips that will help you to argue well, since you cannot get through life without argumentation. Tip number 1, expect the obvious. A right understanding of the doctrines of man and sin will bring your expectations down to a reasonable level. There are no authentic, righteous people in the world today, not without Christ's alien righteousness. We are all sinners. No one has escaped the curse of Adam. If you are surprised by your spouse's sin, then you have forgotten the obvious. Your spouse is not perfect. Now, I am not making a case to sin more, and I'm not making light of sin. I am simply stating the obvious. As John said in 1 John 1, if you say you don't sin, you are a liar. And so tip number 1 for arguing well, expect the obvious. Tip number 2, be suspicious. You should permit humble biblical suspicion when you are suspicious of yourself. Jesus said in Matthew 7, verses 3 through 5, that if you perceive the log in your eye, you are in the right place to engage another imperfect person. Self-deception or stubbornness will keep you from seeing that big log in your eye, which will keep you from responding to your marital strife correctly. A person who is humbly self-suspicious is a person who can see clearly. Tip number 2, be suspicious. Number 3, remember who you were. You put Jesus on Adam's tree, as I did also. And because of your sin, the Father executed His Son on the cross. Because of your sin, the Son willingly chose to die on that cross. Your crime against the Lord of the universe makes you the biggest sinner that you know. Of course, that makes me the biggest sinner that I know. All the things done to you do not compare to what you did to sovereign God. Even at the end of his life, Paul understood this as he labeled himself the foremost sinner. You'll read that in 1 Timothy 1:15. Tip number 4, ask questions. Do not charge into conflict making statements, but ask questions. Be suspicious of your assumptions by realizing you're working with insufficient data. More times than not, it will be better for you to ask more questions before stating your opinion. It's easy to have a high perspective of your views and your rightness, keeping you from asking the well thought out questions. Tip number 4, ask questions. Don't make statements first. Tip number 5, little to die over. What if you think about your past arguments? How many were so crucial that it warranted you to sin against God and your spouse? I remember as a kid getting into an argument with my 4 brothers over a Snickers bar. We were a poor family, and on that day we had only 1 candy bar and 5 boys. And so one brother measured the candy bar with a ruler for real, and he did not divide the 5 parts equally. Guess what? An argument ensued. You know, sadly, many of my arguments today have not evolved much beyond the trivialities of sharing a candy bar. Tip number 5, there's little to die over. This is Marriage Devotion Day 22, 5 tips for arguing well. Here are some reflective thoughts. Now, perhaps you are currently in disagreement with your spouse. If so, based on the 5 tips, here are a few reflective questions. Number 1 was on expectations. Expect the obvious, you remember. The question is, why are you surprised that your spouse does wrong? Tip number 2, suspicious. Be suspicious. Question, are you more suspicious of yourself or your spouse? Tip number 3, remember, who is the foremost sinner in your marriage? From your perspective, from Paul's perspective, he was the chief sinner. Tip number 4, questions. Ask questions. Do you typically believe you have all the facts when you get into a conflict with your spouse? And then finally, tip number 5, little to die over. Remember, trivialities. Here's the question. Is it more critical for you to be right or be redemptive if right and redemptive are at odds with each other? Marriage Devotion Day 22, 5 tips for arguing well. Here is a practical suggestion as I wrap up. James says you sinfully argue because there are warring desires inside of you. As you reflect on the tips and the questions that I ask you, how do you need to change to be a more effective, redemptive communicator? If you need to talk to us about this devotion or anything else that's on your mind, please come to our website. It is our sanctification superstore in cyberspace to serve you. We have free community forums. You can jump on those forums and talk to me and our team, and we will respond promptly. Thank you so much for watching.